Hello, 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 my lovely English learners. Welcome to Fun EN, Learn English with Love, the podcast where we laugh, we learn, and sometimes we accidentally say something so wrong, it becomes a great story for later. I'm your host, Lily, a woman on a very serious mission to help you speak English fluently without losing your mind, your sense of humor, or your cat's respect. And yes, my cat judges me. He thinks I should have been fluent by now. So today, we're talking about something that makes all English learners excited and also a little nervous: fluency. Fluency can feel like a magical land where everyone speaks perfectly, smiles mysteriously, and drinks coffee in slow motion while speaking English like angels. But guess what? That land exists. Not in a castle or in Hollywood, but right here, inside you. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Lily, I've been learning English for years, and I still hesitate. I still forget words. I still accidentally say things like, I have hungry instead of I am hungry. Oh, don't worry, my friend. You are in very good company. I say I have hungry sometimes too. And yes, people do look at me like I just invented a new language. But here's the truth. Fluency is not about perfection. Yes, you heard me right. Fluency is about being able to communicate, to express your thoughts, feelings, and ideas, even if your grammar sometimes goes on vacation. And sometimes, fluency even looks like you are talking fast while your brain is slightly panicking. That's normal. That's okay. Let me tell you a funny little story from my own life. When I first started speaking English, I went to a coffee shop. Yes, a real one with a barista and everything. I tried to order a cup of tea. Very simple, right? But instead of saying, "Can I have a cup of tea, please?" I confidently said, "I want tea to go fly." Yes, to go fly. I have no idea where my brain was. Maybe it was dreaming of birds. The barista looked at me, paused, and then gave me a very polite smile, and then I got tea. Somehow. But the point is, even with funny mistakes like this, I was speaking. I was trying. And guess what? That's the first step to fluency. There are strategies that really work. I'm not talking about memorizing 1,000 words a day. Please don't do that. Your brain will revolt. I'm talking about things that actually help your brain start thinking in English, speaking in English, and yes, even laughing in English. So in this podcast, we're going to explore all of that. We're going to talk about speaking, listening, thinking, making mistakes, and yes, sometimes talking to your cat in English, because if it helps you practice, why not? By the end of this episode, you'll know what really works for fluency. And more importantly, you'll know that fluency is not scary. Fluency is fun. Fluency is full of mistakes, laughter, and small victories. And I promise, if you stick with me, your English will start to sound smoother and your confidence will grow. So, are you ready? Buckle up, my dear English learners. Our first stop is something very important and something that most people misunderstand. It's the idea that you don't need to be perfect to speak fluently. Yes, you heard me right. Stop worrying about making mistakes. Stop imagining that native speakers are waiting with red pens to mark every error you make. They're not. Most people are just happy you're trying. I know. Easier said than done. When I first started, I had a little voice in my head that would whisper, "Lily, don't speak. You might say it wrong. You might look silly. You might spill coffee on yourself." And what did I do? I listened. Too much. And guess what? I spent a whole month saying nothing at all. My English didn't improve, my cat didn't learn any new words, and I became friends with anxiety. Then, one day, I had a breakthrough. I realized something very simple. Fluency is about communicating, not perfection. Let me explain. When you speak English, your brain has two jobs:
Find the right words. Share your idea with another person. Guess which one is more important? The second one. That's right. Sharing your idea matters more than choosing the perfect word or the perfect sentence structure. If you say, "I eat yesterday pizza," most people will still understand you. They might even smile, and that's okay. You just shared your story. Boom, that's communication. That's fluency. Let me give you another funny example. I once tried to explain to my friend that I was very sleepy. In my head, I wanted to say, "I am very tired today because I didn't sleep well last night." Simple, right? But my brain betrayed me. I said, "I sleepless, very sleepy, brain empty." My friend laughed, I laughed, my brain almost cried. But guess what? We understood each other. The meaning got through. And that, my friends, is the essence of fluency. It's not about perfect grammar. It's about being understood. So, how do you start speaking without fearing mistakes? Here are a few tips. Speak every day, even a little. Even if it's one sentence, even if it's to yourself in the mirror. I promise the mirror won't judge much. Talk to anyone. A friend, a shop assistant, or yes, even your cat. My cat now responds with a look that says, "Really, Lily? Again?" But he understands more English than you think. Accept funny mistakes. Make them part of your story.
The more mistakes you make, the more you learn. And sometimes mistakes are hilarious. Trust me, laughter helps memory. Stop translating in your head. Try to speak in English, not in your language first. This is scary at first, but it trains your brain to think like an English speaker. And remember, the goal is progress, not perfection. You don't have to speak like a news anchor or a Hollywood actor. You just need to speak. Small steps every day lead to fluency. Think of it as planting tiny seeds. Some days, the seeds look like little sprouts of nonsense, but with time, they grow into a beautiful, fluent forest. Next, we'll talk about a superpower that many learners forget. Listening like a detective. Trust me, it's fun, it's sneaky, and it works better than any boring grammar book. Now it's time to put on your detective hat. Yes, really. Because we are talking about listening like a detective. I know, listening sounds boring. But trust me, if you do it the right way, it's more exciting than a spy movie. Think Sherlock Holmes, but instead of solving crimes, you're hunting English words, phrases, and patterns. Here's the secret. Listening is like the treasure map for fluency. If you listen carefully, you start to notice how native speakers actually speak. Not textbook English, real English. Let me give you a funny example. One day, I decided to watch a movie in English without subtitles. I thought I was ready. Very brave. I sat down with popcorn, confidence, and confusion. After 10 minutes, I realized I had understood exactly one sentence. And it was about snacks. Yes, not the plot, not the love story, just snacks. And somehow, my brain remembered it perfectly. Why? Because listening is not about understanding every word. It's about noticing patterns. The way people say hello, how they order coffee, how they joke, how they use expressions. These little treasures are what help your brain absorb English naturally. So, how do you listen like a detective? Here are some tips. Listen actively, not passively. Don't just hear English in the background while scrolling on your phone. Sit down, focus, and notice the sounds. It's amazing how much you pick up when you actually pay attention. Pay attention to phrases, not just words.
For example, instead of learning the word happy, notice that people often say, "I'm so happy," or "that makes me happy." Learning phrases helps you speak more naturally. Notice pronunciation and rhythm. English has a funny rhythm. Some words get swallowed, some syllables are stressed. Try to hear which parts are loud and which are soft. It's like music. Replay your favorite parts. Don't be afraid to watch or listen to the same short clip again and again. Even if you don't understand everything, your brain is catching patterns. Use context clues. If you don't understand one word, look at the story or the situation. Often, your brain can guess the meaning. My personal favorite example, I once heard, "He's under the weather." I looked outside, there was sun. I thought, what? Is he hiding under a cloud? Nope, it means he's sick. Funny, right? But now I never forget it. And here's the super secret detective trick. Listen and imagine. Picture the story, the characters, the actions. Your brain connects English words to real situations. That's how fluency sneaks into your mind without you even realizing it. Also, don't be afraid to laugh at what you don't understand. I laugh all the time while listening. Once, I watched a cooking show and understood exactly nothing about cooking. But I understood the excitement, the gestures, and the word delicious. That's progress. So, the more you listen, the more your brain starts noticing the way English flows, and the easier it becomes to speak naturally. Next, we're going to use those listening skills in a very fun way, copying, shadowing, and repeating like your favorite movie star. Don't worry, we'll make it silly, and it works better than boring grammar drills. Yes, I know. Shadowing sounds like something a secret agent does. And in a way, it is. Because when you shadow, you are secretly copying native English speakers, and your brain doesn't even notice. It just learns naturally. No boring grammar drills. No memorizing long lists of words. Just fun, natural learning. So what is shadowing exactly? It's simple. You listen to a short sentence or phrase, then immediately repeat it out loud, trying to copy the pronunciation, rhythm, and energy. Think of it like acting, but your audience is your cat, your mirror, or your phone. Shadowing works because your brain starts to learn the flow of English naturally. You begin to feel how sentences are structured, where the stress falls, and how words connect. And here's the best part. You don't even need to understand every word at first. Your mouth, your ears, and your brain start syncing together, and fluency begins to grow. Here are some tips to make shadowing super effective. Start small. Choose a short sentence, a line from a movie, or a phrase from a podcast. Don't try to copy a 5-minute speech on your first day. That's a recipe for frustration. Focus on energy and rhythm. Don't just mumble the words. Speak like you mean it. If the speaker is excited, be excited. If they're serious, try to be serious too. Bonus, you might become a better actor. Don't worry about perfect pronunciation. At first, it's okay to sound a little funny. Your goal is fluency, not perfection. Think of it as practicing English aerobics for your mouth. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Shadow the same sentence multiple times. Yes, it can feel silly. Yes, you might look a little crazy. But your brain remembers patterns better with repetition. Record yourself. This is optional, but it's fun. Listen to your voice and notice improvements. Warning, you might laugh at how dramatic or funny you sound. Totally normal. Now, I want to tell you a little story. One day, I was shadowing a line from a comedy show. The line was, "I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm fabulous anyway." I repeated it 10 times. By the 5th time, I was fully in character, arms flailing, dramatic pauses, very serious facial expressions. My neighbor knocked on the door. Did I stop? No, I finished the line with flair. Did I feel ridiculous? Absolutely. Did it help my English? More than I expected. That's the magic of shadowing. Fluency sneaks in while you're having fun. And here's the secret bonus tip. Combine shadowing with gestures. Move your hands, act out the sentence, use your body. English isn't just words, it's energy, emotion, and action. The more you use your whole self, the faster fluency comes. So, my dear learners, remember, copy, shadow, repeat, and have fun. Don't stress about sounding perfect. Enjoy the silliness, enjoy the practice, and let your brain absorb English naturally. It's like magic, but better because it's real. Next up, we're going to talk about something that every learner struggles with: vocabulary. You know, the words and phrases you can use in real life, not the ones you forget 5 minutes after memorizing them. Because let's be honest, memorizing random words from a list is about as effective as trying to eat soup with a fork. Painful and mostly useless. Here's the secret: learn words in phrases, not alone. For example, instead of learning just happy, learn the whole phrase, "I'm so happy," or "that makes me happy." Why? Because in real life, people don't say one word, they say chunks of language. And learning chunks makes your speech flow naturally, like music. Let me tell you a funny story. When I was a beginner, I learned the word umbrella. Very important, right? So I proudly walked outside during a sunny day and said to my friend, "I have umbrella." My friend looked confused. "Yes, but why?" I said, "Because it's important." That was not very helpful. But when I learned the phrase, "I need an umbrella because it's raining," suddenly I could talk about weather, and my sentences made sense. See? Phrases stick better than lonely words. Now, here's my favorite trick. Personal connections. Connect new words to your life. For example, if you learn excited, think about the last time you were excited. Maybe seeing a funny movie, eating chocolate, or dancing in your pajamas. When you connect words to emotions or personal experiences, they stick like glue. And don't forget about phrases with verbs. English loves phrases like look forward to, get along with, run out of. They are everywhere. Learning them in context is like finding secret keys that unlock fluent speech. Let me share another funny story. I once learned the phrase break a leg from a TV show. I didn't understand it literally, so I told my friend before a small performance, "Good luck, break your leg." My friend stared at me in horror. Oops. That's when I realized some phrases are tricky and context matters. But mistakes like this help vocabulary stick, believe it or not. So here's the takeaway. Don't memorize random words, learn phrases, connect them to your life, and use them often. Vocabulary that sticks makes speaking easier, smoother, and more natural. And the more fun you have with it, the faster your fluency grows. So now we are going to unlock a superpower that can change everything. Thinking in English. Yes, you heard me right. Thinking in English is like giving your brain a magic key to fluency. Instead of translating every word from your native language, your brain starts directly creating English sentences. When I first tried to think in English, it felt strange. I was walking around my apartment thinking, I am making coffee. I am drinking coffee. Coffee is very hot. Ouch! My cat looked at me like I had lost my mind. But slowly, my brain started forming English thoughts naturally, without stopping to translate. That's the moment your English really begins to flow. Here's why thinking in English is so powerful. It speeds up speaking. If you have to translate every word in your head, speaking is slow and stressful. Thinking in English eliminates the middle step. You just speak. It reduces mistakes caused by translation. Directly thinking in English helps you avoid grammar errors caused by your native language. It trains your brain to sound natural. When you think in English, your sentences start sounding like real English, not a strange mix of two languages. So, how do you start thinking in English? Here are some fun tips. Describe your surroundings. Look at your room, your food, your cat, everything. Say in your head or out loud what you see. The chair is red. The book is on the table. Easy, right? Narrate your day. When you cook, clean, or walk outside, describe what you are doing in English. I am cutting vegetables. I am boiling water. I am dancing because I burned my hand on the kettle. Funny stories help you remember phrases. Talk to yourself in English. Ask yourself questions, answer them, and explain your thoughts. What should I eat today? I think I will eat pasta. Pasta is delicious. It may feel silly, but it's amazing practice.
Think in small chunks. Don't worry about full sentences at first. Start with short phrases. I am happy. It's hot. Coffee is strong. Small steps lead to big improvements. Let me share a funny story. I was in a coffee shop trying to think in English. I wanted to order a simple sandwich, but my brain got creative. I thought, I will eat a sandwich because my stomach is very sad without food. I repeated it to the cashier. He laughed, I laughed, my stomach was happy, and I realized thinking in English doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be used. So here's the takeaway. Thinking in English trains your brain to speak fluently, naturally, and confidently. Start small, describe your world, narrate your day, talk to yourself, and don't worry about sounding silly. Remember, even native speakers think in funny ways sometimes. Okay, let's talk about a very important truth about fluency. It's not about talent, it's about habits. Yes, that's right. You don't need to be born with a special English gene. You don't need to memorize a dictionary in your sleep. Fluency is built by consistent, small daily habits. Think of it like brushing your teeth. If you do it every day, your English will grow cleaner, shinier, and healthier. Here's what I do every day. Talk to yourself in English. It sounds silly, but it works. I narrate my life. I am making tea. Tea is hot. Tea is delicious. My cat judges me, but my English improves. Listen to English every day. Even 5 minutes counts. Listen to a podcast, a song, or a short video. Your brain absorbs English naturally over time. Read something short in English daily. Don't read the whole dictionary. A short article, a funny story, or even a meme can help you learn new words and phrases. Use phrases, not isolated words. Repeat them out loud. Add gestures, act it out, make it fun. This is how habits turn into fluency. Review small chunks regularly. Little repetition goes a long way. Don't cram everything in one day. Your brain likes regular, tiny doses. Let me tell you a funny story. I once tried to learn English by studying for 2 hours straight. By the end, I forgot my own name. True story. Then I switched to a daily habit. Just 15 minutes a day of speaking, listening, and reading. Guess what happened? My English started to flow. Slowly at first, but steadily. Another tip. Make English part of your life, not a separate activity. Label things in your house. Think in English. Narrate your day. Sing your favorite songs in English, even if it sounds terrible. Habits build fluency, and the more fun they are, the easier it is to stick with them. Next, we're going to explore a very powerful secret, using your body and emotions to learn English. English is not just about words. It's about action, gestures, feelings, and energy. Think of it like this.
When you see someone speak English with gestures, you understand more, remember more, and sound more natural when you speak yourself. Let me give you an example. I was once practicing English phrases in front of the mirror. I said, "I am very excited," while doing a little dance. My cat stared at me like I had completely lost it. But here's the magic. The combination of words, gestures, and emotions helped me remember the phrase forever. I can say it anytime and it feels natural. Here are some practical ways to use body and emotions while learning. Act out phrases. If you learn "I am tired," yawn, stretch, or slump in a chair. If you learn "I am happy," smile and jump a little. Your brain will connect the word with the feeling. Use gestures naturally. Point, wave, nod, or make faces when speaking English. Native speakers do this all the time, and your English will sound more natural. Combine shadowing with movement. While shadowing a video or podcast, act out the story. Pretend you're in the scene. This makes learning fun and memorable. Emphasize emotions in conversations. Don't just say, "I am sad." Feel sad while saying it, even a little. Your brain remembers the emotion and the words together. In addition, don't be afraid to exaggerate. Your gestures, expressions, and energy can be a little over the top. That's okay. It makes English fun, memorable, and helps you speak naturally in real situations. So the takeaway is simple. Use your body, your face, your gestures, and your feelings when learning English. Make it alive, make it fun, and your fluency will grow faster than you ever imagined. English is not just words, it's performance, emotion, and life. My lovely English learners, now we're going to explore one of the most important secrets of fluency, making English fun. Yes, fun! If learning English feels boring or stressful, your brain will resist it like a cat resisting a bath. But if it's enjoyable, playful, and sometimes a little silly, wow, your fluency grows almost without effort. So, what does making English fun really mean? Here are some ways. Laugh while learning. Watch funny videos, listen to comedy podcasts, or read jokes in English. Laughter helps your brain remember phrases and words. I once learned the phrase, "I have no idea what I'm doing," from a funny TV show. I repeated it while laughing, and now I can say it perfectly anytime. Sing songs in English. Even if you sound like a tone-deaf parrot, sing. Music helps with pronunciation, rhythm, and new vocabulary. Bonus, your neighbors might laugh, but your English improves anyway. Use silly voices or accents. Pretend you're a character from a cartoon or a movie. Say, "I want ice cream," in a pirate voice or a robot voice. You'll be surprised how much your brain remembers through play. Don't be afraid to be silly in front of others. Many learners feel embarrassed, but fluency grows faster when you are playful. Your brain connects fun and learning, so every silly sentence, exaggerated gesture, or funny voice helps you improve. Also, mix fun with your daily habits. You can watch a short comedy clip every morning. Sing along to a favorite song while making breakfast. Repeat phrases from movies in exaggerated ways. Write a short, funny story in English about your day. These small, fun activities make English part of your life without feeling like boring homework. And guess what? Your brain starts thinking, speaking, and even dreaming in English. So here's the takeaway. Fluency grows fastest when learning is fun, playful, and full of laughter. Don't stress about being perfect. Laugh at mistakes. Sing, dance, play, and enjoy English like a game. Your fluency will thank you. Before we say goodbye, let me leave you with one last thought. English is a friend, a tool, and a playground. Treat it with curiosity, patience, and joy. Speak, laugh, make mistakes, and repeat. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being brave, playful, and consistent. Thank you so much for joining me on Fun and Learn English with Love. You are amazing, capable, and closer to fluency than you think. Keep speaking, keep laughing, and never forget, learning English can and should be fun. Goodbye for now, my dear learners. Go, speak, laugh, and enjoy English every day. And give your cat an extra pat from me.